Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another FM17 team guide. Today we are looking at the Liverpool feeder team, which is Southampton. So, in this guide, we're going to look through basically the club as a whole. We're going to look through the philosophies, what the board expect us to achieve this season, transfer budgets, wage budgets, have a quick look at staff, just to see if we need to do anything there, a team report, and then see if we've got any under 18 and under 23 talents. Hopefully we should do, because, you know, we sell players to Liverpool every season, so we need to replace them with good youth talent. And Southampton are known for having an amazing setup in the youth department. Then we're going to go on to look at the squad as a whole, go through the positions, see what sort of tactics we might use, and also which areas of the team we might strengthen, and maybe some players that we can dump off and make a load of cash for. You know, Liverpool will always come knocking, won't they? So first off, we're going to look at philosophies. So they've actually got a few. Play possession football, attacking football, sign young players for the first team, and develop players using the club's youth system. Now, the bottom two, fine. Young players is what Southampton's about. They've had some amazing talents, as I said. Possession and attacking football is interesting because we're not, you know, we're sort of top half team in the Premiership, but we're not a Man City. We're not, you know, we're not somebody that's going to destroy people. So that'd be interesting playing possession football when you're not going to always be favourites in a game. So a little bit tricky there. So next up, let's have a look at what the board expect us to achieve this season. I'm going to say, it's either going to say top, I think it's going to say top half, maybe Euro Cup. Top half, there you go. Top half, I think that's fair enough. English FA Cup, they expect us to fifth round. We've got the EFL Cup as it is now, don't care. And then obviously we've got Europa League this season, which will be fun. And attempt to be competitive. That's pretty damn good. Attempt to be competitive, what does that even mean? We'll try to be half decent, but that basically means you can get away with being shit. But it's going to be good fun. Europe is a big pull on this team this season, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, how much money are they going to give to us to make sure these things happen? And we've got a decent budget. £31 million to spend, but also $289,000 in wages, which is huge. So, very happy with that. Next up, we're going to have a quick look at the staff situation. Oh, it's not good. The staff situation is that we've got a good medical team. Pretty good, high up in the league there. We've got space for a few more scouts there. I think we've already got quite a big scouting team, so maybe I'd get rid of a couple of Duff scouts, give them mutual termination, get a couple more scouts in. The problem lies within the coaching department. Obviously, we need a fitness coach is the thing, but we're almost the worst in the league at this point. So a total remake of the staff for the coaching staff, rather, I think is definitely needed. Here's the team report. I'm going to go through a lot of these in more detail, so I'll let you guys sort of check through that if you want to pause the video and read through that. Under 18s. Let's have a look. Come on, there's got to be some good talents here. And we've looked like we've got three little gems. First off, we've got Christoph Clara, who's a 16-year-old Austrian centre-back, it looks like, and he's actually pretty decent. He's got all the main stats. There's some weaknesses in his game, but there's definitely hope for this guy. 6'4", he's a big lad. Pretty sort of solid centre-back. He's not going to be a ball-playing defender, but he's got 3 passing at the end of the day. But as a limited fullback, or defensive centre-back as they call him now, I think he could be very good with a bit of tutoring and a bit of help. Next up, we've got Kieran Freeman, who is a fullback, decent amount of pace for a 16-year-old Scottish, so he's going to get in the international squad in about 2 weeks. That's one of the best players. No, I shouldn't be rude about Scottish people. No, I'm not being rude about Scottish people, just Scottish football. But he could be a decent player as well. There's a few lacking mental vision as an issue there. Not very good going forward, but as a defensive fullback, a more defensive fullback, very good indeed. And then we've got Jake Vokins we'll go for, who's a left back. So we've got our future centre midfield? No. We've got our future defence sorted, it looks like. Here is our left back option. This is probably the worst of the three. He's good amount of pace and better going forward than he is defensively. He's like a sort of shit Gareth Bale, pretty much. But he could be alright with a bit of tutoring. Needs a bit of help, but that's not too bad at all. Let's look at the under 23s. We're bound to have some gems here. We're going to look at the top 3. First off, we've got Jan Valeri, 5-star potential, 17 years old. This guy looks like a monster. This guy could almost be a backup this season. His physicals are amazing for a 17-year-old. He's got decent mentals, decent technicals, not the best going forward, needs a bit of work on his marking, but passing as well is really good. I think this guy could be really, really good. Give him some tutoring, try and maybe even play him in some cup games this season. I think he could be superb. Then we've got Harry Lewis, goalkeeper, 4.5-star possible potential. Good determination, which is always nice, helps them improve, and looks like a decent keeper. Nice to have a young keeper. And then finally, we've got Sam Gallagher, the striker option. 20 years old now, a little bit older than the other two, and he looks decent. I don't think he's ever going to sort of be world class, but he could become a decent squad player, or you might be able to cash in and get a bit of money for him. So, as we expected, a very good youth setup for Southampton. Let's look at the main team. So, firstly, we're going to look at the goalkeeper department, and that's Fraser Forster, really solid, superb goalkeeper. He's an absolute beast, 6'7". The guy is huge. He's fine, 28 years old, just coming into his peak now. You get 5 years out of him perfectly well. And then we've got Alex McCarthy, who's an able deputy. I think maybe keep Alex McCarthy on for a couple more years as your backup, and then maybe bring through that youngster that we looked at earlier. But goalkeeper's fine. We don't have to worry about that whatsoever. So next up, we'll look at the centre-back shot options. Florin Gardos, sorry if I murder names, but that's just what I do. 27 years old, coming into his peak, and he's a solid player without being spectacular, decent sort of squad player. Then we've got Yoshida, 27 years old, Japanese international. Again, just a squad, just to add squad depth, really. You don't really want to be, starting these two guys. In fact, he's been there 3 seasons, and he's been there 5. I'd probably look to sell one of these players, because two 27-year-olds that aren't ever going to get better, and replace him. If they're going to be back up, I'd rather have a youngster that's getting a little bit of game time. So maybe that's something to look at. Then we've got Jake Stevens, 22-year-old English player. Probably not good enough, I would say. Decent, like backup, but nothing special, and I don't think he's going to improve enough. So I wouldn't worry too much about him. Then Virgil Van Dyke, who I think he's a sensational player in real life, 4-star potential. He's got time to improve, and he's just a solid all-round defensive centre back. He's not going to be a ball playing. Well, so passing's 13, so he's actually not too bad, but really good physicals. Going to be your sort of starter player for you guys. And then Jose Fonte, again, captain of the team, solid leadership 20, teamwork 17, work rate 17, leads from the front or the back in this case. Not the paciest, but makes up for it in other departments. Still a very sort of good, solid play. 32 though, you're going to have to sort of bear that in mind over the course of the next couple of seasons. And then we've got Cuoco Martina, who is your right-back option, can fill in at centre-back push, but not really, and it's just kind of a solid backup right back, really, not that exciting. Who's our other right back? Cedric is the man, and Cedric is decent. I like him because he's got that acceleration and the pace of 17, and he's good going forward, so a nice attacking fullback option for right, so that's not too bad. Then we got Jeremy Pide, who's out for 11 months. We probably just don't even look at this guy then, because that's 27 years old, 11 months out. Yeah, it's not happening, is it? At left-back option, we've got Matthew Target, 20-year-old English player. Big things talked about him, that he's going to become really good. And he is decent in this. Defensively lacking a little bit, but going forward very, very strong. And then obviously we've got Ryan Bertrand, who can play centre-back, but no, never play him centre-back. He has 9 heading and 8 jumping reach. Not going to happen. But as a left-back, absolutely sort of superb player. So really strong at left-back. A little bit weaker in right-back. I might bring a right-back into the team, whether that's a starter or just somebody to compete with Cedric. Because Martina's not that great as a backup. But overall, defensively, pretty good. Like I said, I'd sell Gardos or Yoshida and bring in a young, hungry centre-back option, I think, to sort of, develop him as your sort of third, fourth choice. Next up onto central midfield, we've got Harrison Reed, 21 years old English player. He's okay, box to box. He's pretty versatile, so he can play a lot of the roles, but he's got a few weaknesses in his game. He's okay, decent squad player. He's not going to get unhappy if he's not playing enough games. Then we've got Jordi Classy, really, really good deep line playmaker or advanced playmaker. Solid stats, attributes. People don't like people don't like me calling them stats. Mentals are amazing. 25 years old, so he's still going to improve a bit. Very, very good player. Then we've got Romeo. Romeo, he's the Chelsea guy, isn't he? Bought for £5 million. Much more sort of defensive midfielder option. Really good tackling. Anchor man. He likes playing all those positions. Aggression's maybe a little bit low. Doesn't dive into tackles, though. Literally, it says does not dive into tackles, so that's good. He's not going to get sent off like a lot of defensive midfielders tend to do. And then Southampton's new signing, I want to say. Yes. Their big signing. Pierre, Emile, Holberg. Who did they get him from? Bayern Munich. Not a bad little team. Really versatile player, but central midfielder. Sensational playmaker option. This guy looks like he could be an absolute monster. He's on a 5-year deal. He's worth 11 million already. This guy is going to be a world beater. Already got 17 caps for Denmark. It's going to be fun, that one. I think he's going to be, to see him develop is going to be amazing. So he's got the potential to easily be the best player in this team. Other sort of central midfield options. Stephen Davis, 31 years old now. More of a sort of rotational option, but still a very, very good player. And again, another playmaker, but can play central midfield normally as well. And then James Ward-Prowse. One of those players that has been talked about, I feel like, for about 5 years as the next big thing, and just never really had it. He had a few injury problems. He's a very good set-piece taker. I actually bought him as a backup in my Liverpool save. If you haven't watched that, you should go and watch it. It's really good. I'm on part 10 now, and you should go and binge watch it because it's good. And he's actually scoring goals more than my other sort of central midfielder and everything. His physicals lack a little bit, but he can still improve and he's still become a very, very good player. So central midfield, absolutely sorted. It's the strongest area of this team, I would say. You could probably even get rid of some. Maybe the likes of a Harrison Reed. Maybe send off on loan or something for a season, see if he can improve. But let's talk about wingers. Shane Long, we've got as a winger, apparently. But obviously he's much more of a striker, defensive striker. He's going to close down the goalkeepers. Did well last season, didn't have much of a chance early on, but then came into the team and scored well. Really pacey striker. His finishing lets him down a little bit, but not too bad. It wouldn't be my first choice, but he's somebody decent to have on the bench. I think he can make a difference coming off there. Then we got Buffal, who's out for 3 months with a damaged kneecap. That sounds painful. Plays best as on the left as an inside forward, and I'd probably agree with that. He's got good finishing, good composure, good dribbling. Yeah, decent, very decent player, and only 22 years old. So hopefully when he comes back from injury, he should be playing well. Then we got Dusan Tadic, who is a advanced playmaker on the left. So this would make, play a slightly different way. Not many people. I've never really had much luck with that role. I like seeing him behind the striker, depending on what you're going to do with him. Just a very, very good player. I think Southampton fan knows all well. Can't speak English. Words. Just a very, very good player. Next up, we've got Jay Rodriguez, who has been blighted by injuries. Obviously, he was out for like 25 years or something because of an injury, wasn't he? A really sort of shame because he looked sensational. Look at that, 15 and 33 coming through. Then he had the horrific injuries and stuff, and that's affected him. He's worth 17 million. I'd sell him in a heartbeat. He's like decent. He's decent, but for the money you might be able to get for him, you could do a lot better. Then we got one of the younger new players to the team. That's Nathan Redmond. Can play on both sides as a winger, or I'm guessing an inside forward. But he's more of a winger, definitely, on this right-hand side. And then we've got Stephen. We've looked at those. You fucking idiot. Right, so this is going to be an interesting one for me because then when we move on to strikers, like out-and-out strikers, we've looked at Rodriguez, Nathan Redmond can play up front. Obviously, Shane Long's your backup. Charlie Austin is kind of the only full-on striker at the club, and he's pretty damn decent. Okay physicals, but just a finisher, sort of a natural finisher. Tactics-wise, this could be an interesting one because we're not that blessed with wings. I think strengthening-wise, you either, if you decide to play a more standard tactic where you play wingers or inside forwards, then that's where I think the majority of the money goes. Or if you decide that you want to play two up top, that's where the money goes. So this very much depends on your tactic. But just sort of looking at what we've got there, this might be like the worst tactic ever devised by man. But something like this, we've gone for the sort of fighter jet formation. You can make this guy a halfback to sort of push into sort of a defensive 3, and then have these guys as either wing backs on attack. You know, we've got good players going forward. Obviously, I'm not going to do team instructions and all that sort of shit. I'm just roughly doing this, but giving the wing backs that time to sort of provide the width. And because we've got such a good central midfielder options, then we can have Tadic behind the striker. I think something like that could potentially work. Right? Don't blame me if you get fired in 3 weeks because you've built a fighter jet in tactic form. That's not my problem. Right? That's just a basic thought. I'm actually tempted to start a save with Southampton, I've got to say. Shall I have a little cheeky private save? I think I might, because this might be quite fun to use. Right. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed my mini little guide. If you're a Southampton fan or plan to use them or already are using them, please say so in the comments, because every tip you can give to help everybody else. Like, I'm no expert. I'm just doing my bit. But if you've got some signings that you've made or some players that already play for Southampton that have come really good in a particular position or role, you know, anything like that that can help out the other people looking at these guides would be fantastic, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the place, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.